Still following breaking news this morning, police in Grand Rapids continue to search for the suspect of a deadly shooting.
Yeah, this happening overnight on the east side of the city, and we do know that one person died at the scene.
13 on your side's Rick Dorsey has been following updates to this story all morning. Rick, what can you tell us about the other victim's condition?
Good morning, guys. The police have not released any information on the second victim's condition since they were taken to the hospital overnight. All we know is that police say that the injuries of the second victim are critical. Now, here's what we do know so far. Officers responded to reports of a shooting near Plymouth Avenue and Mason Street around 9 p.m. last night. And when they arrived, they found two victims inside of a vehicle. Now, one of them died at the scene, and the other was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. Right now, police are saying that they don't have any suspect information and are asking the communities for help. Right now, on the bottom of your screen is a number to reach out to GRPD detectives directly or the Silent Observer if you have rather stay anonymous. Investigators are asking anyone who saw something or knows any information to come forward. But for now, this remains an active investigation. We'll continue to keep you updated as we learn more this morning. Reporting in the newsroom, Rick Dorsey, 13 on your side.
I don't know if they're alive. I don't know if they were kidnapped. I don't know if they're down the river far, far away.
You just heard from Brent Kowalczyk, the father of a 9-year-old reported missing after going tubing on the Muskegon River Tuesday.
Yeah, so this morning, crews will continue a search for the boy, Caden Kowalczyk, his mother, Sarah Vida, and her cousin, Jasmine Hook.
Michigan State Police started searching the river Wednesday evening. Yesterday, at least a dozen boats were out on the water with drones above helping out, too.
So the boy's father saying he's worried he may never get closure on the disappearance of his wife, of his ex-wife, that is, and his son.
I'm torn between extreme anger, frustration, sadness, fear, and I may never even get answers of what happened.
If you have any information, you're asked to contact the Michigan State Police Hart Post or Newaygo County Dispatch.
Michigan's Democratic Party now turning its attention to the November general election, just 88 days away. Tonight, they're holding a unity rally in Detroit with Democratic gubernatorial candidate Jocelyn Benson, U.S. Senate candidate Abdul El-Sayed, Attorney General candidate Eli Savit, and Secretary of State candidate Garland Gilchrist. Former Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg also scheduled to attend. Organizers say the goal of this rally is to unify Democratic voters ahead of the November general election. And last night, Republican candidates rallying at Kent County GOP headquarters ahead of November's election. Republican gubernatorial candidate John James and U.S. Senate candidate Mike Rogers both there for that event. Rogers mentioning opponent El-Sayed in his speech, calling him an extremist over his ties to a social media host who once said America deserved 9/11. El-Sayed has never made that claim. James, who faces Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson, says his focus is on affordability, public safety, and education.
5:36 is the time. A federal judge says the civil rights lawsuit against former Grand Rapids police officer Christopher Schur can move forward to a jury trial. Schur asking that the lawsuit filed by the family of Patrick Lyoya be dismissed because of, quote, qualified immunity. But a U.S. district judge ruled that a jury must view that the disputed factual questions surrounding the deadly 2022 shooting. Attorneys for the Lyoya family calling the ruling a resounding victory. Schur's legal team is expected to appeal.
The former Ionia Township treasurer is admitting to stealing nearly $750,000 in public funds over more than a decade.
74-year-old Marilyn Harp entered a guilty plea to using the money to build a vacation home and buying other luxury items.
Between 1984 and 2025, Harp was responsible for collecting property taxes and depositing that money into township bank accounts to help fund public services.
Federal prosecutors say she stole from township funds for her own personal use, and that all started back in 2014.
Harp will be sentenced in December and faces 30 years in prison.